You're watching Reality Check. The Modi juggernaut finally landed in Karnataka, kicking off the elections to the next level. The Prime Minister, in the first set of an expected 15 rallies that he's going to hold in Karnataka, today were the first 3 rallies. And the rhetoric was sharp, targeted mostly at Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party. Over the next 30 minutes, we'll try to understand whether this is going to get any traction with Karnataka voters. Will it make a difference in this very closely fought election? First, let's listen in to Mr. Modi's very sharp pointed attack, as I said, at the Congress and at Dynasty and at Rahul Gandhi. Let's listen.
हिंदी बोल सके तो हिंदी, अंग्रेजी बोल सके तो अंग्रेजी, आपकी माताजी की मातृभाषा बोल सके तो मातृभाषा। आप 15 मिनट हाथ में कागज लिए बिना कर्नाटक की आपकी सरकार की अचीवमेंट, सिद्धियां 15 मिनट कर्नाटक की जनता के सामने बोल दीजिए। पराजय के डर से मुख्यमंत्री तो इधर उधर से भाग रहे हैं, सीट छोड़ करके ना दौड़े भागे जा रहे हैं और खुद तो 2 सीटों पर से सोच रहे हैं कहीं से बच जाऊंगा। और जहां पहले लड़ रहे थे, जनता ने आशीर्वाद दिया था, वहां बेटे को बलि चढ़ाने के लिए लगा के रख दिया है। सीएम के लिए 2+1 की फॉर्मूला है, तो मिनिस्टर्स के लिए 1+1 की फॉर्मूला है। अरे आप तो नामदार हैं, हम तो कामदार हैं, हम तो अच्छे कपड़े भी नहीं पहन सकते हैं, आपके सामने बैठने का हमें हक कहां पे हो सकता है। एक तरफ हिंदुस्तान ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस के लिए योजनाएं बना रहा है, और ये मैं खुला आरोप लगाना चाहता हूं कि कांग्रेस ने अपने शासनकाल में देश तो ईज ऑफ डूइंग बिजनेस कर रहा है, इन्होंने ईज ऑफ डूइंग मर्डर कर दिया है।
So the Prime Minister there taking a barb at Rahul Gandhi's Italian origins and also challenging him to even be able to speak for 15 minutes at a stretch, let alone challenging him for a 15-minute debate. But predictably, this led to a series of tweets by the Chief Minister, Mr. Siddaramaiah, who decided to take on Mr. Modi right throughout the course of his particular campaign, sending out a series of messages saying, was it fear that drove you, as in Prime Minister Modi, to contest from 2 parliamentary constituencies, Varanasi and Vadodara, and so on and so forth. So the Chief Minister keeping up a stream of tweets saying, of course, you're a 56-inch man, you would have some clever explanation. And also, Mr. Siddaramaiah claiming that this particular blitz by Mr. Modi will have no impact in Karnataka.
ಕುಮಾರಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಯಡಿಯೂರಪ್ಪ ಜೊತೆ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಹೆಣದ ಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ದೇವೇಗೌಡರು ಕುಮಾರಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಒಪ್ಪುಗಳಿಂದ
ಸಾಬೀತು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವರನ್ನ ಮನೆಯಿಂದ ಹೊರ ಹಾಕ್ತೀನಿ
ಆಗ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರ 2006 ಡೆಮಾಕ್ರಸಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವರು ಪಕ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಚಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆದರೆ ಮೋದಿ ಬರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಆಗಲ್ಲ.
All right, no impact of the Prime Minister's visit, says Mr. Siddaramaiah, but is he being somewhat optimistic? Joining us tonight, we have Vaibhav Agarwal, member of the BJP, joining us from Delhi, Sanjay Jha, spokesperson of the Congress party, Sugata Srinivas Raju, the editorial director of The State and Southward, joining us via Skype from Bengaluru, and in our studios, Javed Ansari, senior journalist. Thanks very much, all of you, for being here with us. Now, Sanjay Jha, respond to the fact that the Prime Minister seems to have made the fact that dynastic politics has reared its head in Karnataka, the Chief Minister fighting 1 seat, 2 seats, giving his son another seat, and that seems to have been his focus. Are you worried about that line of attack?
Vasu, not at all. I think, it was a typical Narendra Modi speech, high on extremely animated theatrics and absolutely zero in terms of content. Run-of-the-mill hackneyed speech. There's nothing new that he says. In fact, I honestly believe that, he's personally become he's realized that, his law of diminishing returns has already hit him rather hard. The truth of the matter where Karnataka is concerned is the fact that at the end of the day, he's figured out that the BJP possibly has absolutely no chance of doing anything in the election results to make any impact or improvement over his performance the last time.
Right.
It's not just the opinion polls that we're talking about. I think the performance of Mr. Siddaramaya's government on practically all indicators, manufacturing, agriculture, employment for women, for the youth, has been far spectacular compared to many of the states in India. And I think Congress party is looking extremely confident.
All right,
Basu, I want to make one quick point
let me come back to you. Let me come back to you. No, I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you.
Vaibhav
Agarwal, let me come back to you. Vaibhav Agarwal.
Through the medium of the NDTV.
I'll come back to you, Sanjay, because we must allow everyone equal chance to speak. Vaibhav Agarwal, if I can just ask you, one of the things that the Prime Minister said, I mean, he certainly, has the legitimate right to take on the Congress about dynasty and so on, but the barb about Rahul Gandhi's Italian origins, somewhat unseemly from the Prime Minister?
I think remaining to the mainstream politics, everyone knows Sonia ji is not an Indian. Of course, everyone knows that there are ancestral values that get mixed up in the Indian blood.
I mean, why should that be?
Where is the rhetoric?
Why should that be a point of rhetoric for an election campaign in 2018? Isn't that? I mean, hasn't that particular trope well crossed its sell-by date?
No, absolutely not. I think it is well known in the public space, and people of India have the very well right to be led by the very people of India. Where is the doubt in that? I mean, wouldn't you want to vote for an Indian rather than to vote for Donald Trump? I mean,
no, I don't understand. Are you saying that Rahul Gandhi? Are you saying that Rahul Gandhi is not Indian? Are you saying?
Well,
is that what you're saying?
He's got a rhetoric towards him, right? So there's a mixed up values, because there are absolutely mixed up values in there. I mean, is there even a question values? There? I mean, everyone knows.
Everyone. What? I don't. You keep saying everyone knows.
Of course,
what
because
does
he's not
know?
a total Indian. Everyone knows about it, right?
Rahul,
everyone knows that Sonia ji is an Italian. So he's got to have mixed up values. I mean, how would he even know India that well, while an Indian knows India that well? I mean, why not? I mean, we could take a dig at all we want, but then what is the truth is the truth.
Okay, Sanjay Jha, you wanted to come in quickly, and then we have to move on. Can I come in? Yeah, quickly, and then we have to move on.
Yeah, I can tell you Narendra Modi has lowered the standard of political debate in this country to the lowest level imaginable. And I want to tell Narendra Modi through the NDTV channel, please, Mr. Modi, choose an anchor, choose the TV channel of your choice, choose the venue and the place and the time.
You got to show some dignity and respect towards the guy, even if you don't like
it. An open challenge to Narendra Modi, 15 minutes or half an hour. Now listen, Vaibhav Agarwal, just a minute. And Vaibhav Agarwal, you are the last person on earth to lecture people on what is Indianness. It's a shame. The language that you've used today is a shame. And you guys are a mortification and an embarrassment to the country.
I am in the top 100 people of the country today.
We will see where BJP stands
by 2019. Why would I be the last person on the earth?
As Mr. Gandhi said, we will see you in Madhya Pradesh, we will see you in Chhattisgarh, we will see you in Rajasthan. And we will see you beginning the Karnataka results.
Don't you
Please come on NDTV with me, we'll discuss the results at that point of time.
All right, okay.
What kind
Can I just get...
Why don't you...
Mr. Agarwal, you are an embarrassment and a shame like your party.
Okay, all right, okay. Gentlemen, let's get others in.
Let's talk of politics in Karnataka rather than who does what and who doesn't like who.
Okay, let's get others in. Shugata Srinivas Raju.
Listen, why don't you go and tell Narendra Modi to prepare for a debate? We are waiting for him.
Okay. All right, Shugata Srinivas Raju.
Shri Narendra Modi, he is the Prime Minister of the country.
We'll have to lower mics. Some respect. We'll have to lower mics if you don't allow others to speak. I don't want to do that. Let's try to do this the sort of decent way. Shugata Srinivas Raju, what's been the general response to Mr. Modi's initial blitzkrieg in Karnataka? Because for the first time it appears that the BJP, which had not really got a full grasp of the narrative, now with Mr. Modi entering, all the headlines, all the news is revolving around him and what he said.
Vasu, I think all the three speeches today were pretty flat. you know, except for these little things that he threw in, like the origin of Mr. Rahul Gandhi and such stuff.
Yeah.
You know, why Siddaramaiah continues to feel confident despite Modi's blitzkrieg is that the simple reason is that Modi is not addressing any local issues. You know, I mean, the top of the mind kind of issues in Karnataka is related to Mahadai. Modi has not opened his mouth on that. The issues about Kaveri, you know, whether the board is going to be constituted, he has not opened his mouth on that. Then there is about this whole big question about the entry of Reddy brothers and the tickets being given to them. He has not spoken about that. So I think he is completely skirting all these issues. The Lingayat issue, he has not opened his mouth whether the BJP is for it or against it or any of those. And tickets being given indiscreetly to people who have huge accusations.
Right.
And then, I mean, and also the Vijayendra issue in Varuna. Why was he not given a ticket?
Well,
and
perhaps
so, I mean,
he can't. Well, okay, fair enough. I mean, okay.
In the beginning, you also mentioned about the dynastic thing, but I think Modi is not. Nobody has briefed him that at least half a dozen families in Karnataka have been given tickets by the BJP across Karnataka. So where is the dynastic?
Okay, a very broad. Okay, so got a very broad brush stroke of issues that you raised. Let me just try to tackle them one by one. But I just want to come to Javed once before that. Javed, it's not unusual though for a prime minister when he campaigns to not necessarily get into micro issues of a state. There will be a certain national discourse, a certain national level of the manner in which he addresses the debate. And taking on Congress, taking on Rahul Gandhi is now something we've seen him do again and again. He did it in Gujarat as well, and he's doing it in Karnataka. It's a Congress government there. Some could turn around and say, what's wrong with that?
Look, it's a deliberate and a conscious effort to make this into a Rahul versus Narendra Modi binary. Because perhaps somewhere the BJP feels that they stand a much better chance if it's Modi versus Rahul Gandhi rather than Siddaramaiah versus Mr. Yediyurappa.
Right.
Because if that happens, then in the eyes of a lot many people, Mr. Siddaramaiah would have it a lot more easier.
Right.
And that's why he's constantly focusing. And as far as the Prime Minister having a right, the Prime Minister also a party leader.
Yeah.
But at all times he must be Prime Ministerial. And when elections come, sometime Prime Minister Modi is less than Prime Ministerial.
Right. Can I just ask you, Vaibhav, though, that, you know, while perhaps it could be debated about whether Mr. Modi should choose to address localized issues, the bigger point, though, about the anti-corruption plank, because you must have seen that as Mr. Modi spoke about the 2+1 formula for the Chief Minister, the Congress hit back with a 2+1 formula saying 2 Reddys plus 1 Yeddi. Reference to the 2 Reddy brothers and Yediyurappa. That, they say, is the BJP's 2+1 formula. Is that going to be, for Mr. Modi, an Achilles heel as he continues to campaign in Karnataka? Vaibhav.
I'm absolutely thankful. Yeah, I'm absolutely thankful to Javed-ji bringing up and Srinivasan-ji and Mr. Raju bringing up. You see, Modi-ji is trying to talk of the bigger picture.
Right.
Now the bigger picture, there is no Achilles heel. It's about time that the country sees it as a whole, as part of the real narrative, which is one India. The real narrative here is one India, and Bangalore or Karnataka is a state. You know, it shouldn't have its own flag. I mean, for goodness sake, what are we trying to do there? So, you know, the local dynamics.
Okay, but what about my point?
Dynamics.
No, but my point about the two Reddys and 1 Yeddi. My point about the 2 Yeddis plus 1 Reddy point which has been made, and whether that could be a Achilles heel for the Prime Minister when he tries to make the issue of anti-corruption, for instance, in this election a big one. Won't that be a problem?
We all know that no, that won't be a problem at all. We all know that Siddaramaiah ji, ranging from patting young women in public view and wiping his sweat off from the Indian flag or the Congress flag for that matter, and so on and so forth. You know, there is enough corruption to talk of about Siddaramaiah's government, and
so
there is no way that you can compare the two.
And
from a
give me a chance to respond to this outrageous rubbish.
From a campaign perspective, I would rather take it positively, because Reddys and Yeddis absolutely give me a song to sing. And you know, and the narrative becomes very clued on with the local people there. I mean, you've just come back after a 10-day tour.
Song
there.
to sing.
So,
Okay.
so you know,
Sanjay
when I talk of Reddys and Yeddys, I think it's absolutely a good song to sing.
Okay, so Sanjay Jha, the fact is that you know, the Congress also, when it comes to questioning Yediyurappa, and we've had this discussion on several of my shows, when it comes to questioning Yediyurappa, when it comes to questioning Reddy brothers, is on weak ground there, because of the fact that you yourself have given tickets to candidates who have a tainted or dubious mining background, and you have ministers in your cabinet who face corruption charges in Karnataka.
Well, let me tell you this, that the truth is, where the BJP campaign is concerned, let's be categorical here, that Narendra Modi's attempt to talk on corruption now is so weak-kneed. It's a brazen manifestation of his political hypocrisy. I mean, you have a chief minister candidate who's gone to jail on corruption charges. You have the Reddy brothers, who are, by the way, a gold standard in corruption. What are we talking about? And they have given 8 tickets, by the way, to people associated with the Reddy brothers. But the larger point is this, that, you know, Vasu, let's accept it.
The chief
Narendra Modi
was just
is
embroiled
today looked at 4
in a
years
scam, and
after
not just a
becoming
scam,
prime
but
minister
beating up people on the
as
street.
a very sorry and an abject
do we have anything
failure.
to talk of that?
Whether it's jobs, whether it's the economy, whether it's national security, whether it's foreign policy, whether it's farmer suicides, whether
let's
it's
see how the narrative is turning in our favor.
Crisis
Even
in terms
Sanjay
of
Jha,
examinations
as senior politician as Sanjay
I mean, you look at any aspect.
he's also talking about
let
Prime
me
Minister
move on.
Modi. He's not talking about Siddaramaiah.
He
doesn't want to, because
and I
he's on a
think
weak
today
foot
I
there.
can
Let
see
me
the
just move
panic
on
in
to
the
another
BJP
guest on the show who I spoke to earlier, and this is Prakash Raj. This is the actor turned activist, some would say, Prakash Raj, and he is someone who actually had cases filed against him by the BJP for derogatory remarks that he allegedly made against Narendra Modi, he and a few others who attended an event in Bangalore. And I began by asking him about these cases filed against him virtually on the day when Mr. Modi arrived in Karnataka, and what he made of that.
This is like, you know, children, childish thing that, mummy, he's complaining, he's hitting me, this sort of a thing. Mr. Amit Shah, we don't do a derogatory this thing. We talk on facts of what they have not promised, and I've asked questions of what he promised and why has he not delivered. And they'll just go for a complaint because they tried to stop my voice, or people like us. Now, since they can't, they want people not to listen to us. They want to stop there, and it's as simple as that. And I don't think in this country nobody can make any derogatory, more derogatory remarks more than Amit Shah or Modi.
So you're saying, okay, so you're saying you've been critical but not derogatory, is that right?
I am a very educated, sensitive, simple, very politically aware citizen of this country. I know my responsibilities. I've always been asking him, what did you promise? Have you delivered? Answer me.
Okay. Now, just to understand, the perception from the BJP side is that Mr. Modi's entry into the campaign will tilt things in favor of the BJP. Now, you've been traveling around the state, but from what I understand, you've not noticed such a sentiment. Is that right?
If they are going to continue in this mode of denial, let them be. The voter, their conscience has been informed that they will not come in BJP here in Karnataka. They will know on 15th. Till then, they have all the rights in this country to be on the denial mode.
Okay. Now, your politics are clearly very against the BJP, but are you, as some suggest, speaking on behest of the Congress?
How many times do I tell people? If I don't question after the elections, then you will know. I can only tell you now. But please doubt me. Have your doubts, because people like me have come and gone, hijacking the idea of the people, making people believe. Please, please, please have your doubts on me, and you see me by my behavior, the way I move around after elections.
Okay.
I have the patience to wait.
All right. So you claim that you're just speaking as a citizen, but are you saying that the Congress is in Karnataka a better choice than the BJP in these elections?
Congress, I'm not talking for Congress, but Congress is the best option the state can have. They have delivered what they have delivered in the last 2 years. Mr. Siddaramaiah is a better candidate of all the chief minister candidates who are in the fray today.
All right. Okay. Prakash Raj, clear endorsement of the Congress there. Thanks very much indeed. Sugata Srinivas Raju, just quick response from you. Is Prakash Raj, as he claims, just a neutral voice who at the moment sees the Congress as a better alternative? Or as the BJP alleges, is he a proxy for the Congress?
I'm not able to figure out what Prakash is speaking these days. It's very, very confusing. He's been at the center, left of center, and sometimes extreme left. So I'm not able to really figure out where Prakash is, where Prakash stands.
Okay.
So that's a bit of a
okay. I want to play you what Mr. Modi said. Something else important that he said in his speech, where he was very, very almost generous in his commentary on Deve Gowda. And let's listen to that and then get all of you to comment.
मैंने सुना कांग्रेस के अध्यक्ष चुनावी सभाओं में आज से 15-20 दिन पहले जिस प्रकार से आदरणीय देवगौड़ा जी का उल्लेख कर रहे थे, क्या ये आपके संस्कार है? क्या ये अहंकार? अरे अभी तो आपकी जिंदगी की शुरुआत हो रही है। अरे देवेगौड़ा जी तो इस देश के वरिष्ठ नेताओं में से एक है। आप उनको अपमानित करते हो। आप कल्पना कर सकते हो जिसका मिजाज ऐसा है, जिनका अहंकार सातवां आसमान पर पहुंचा है, अभी तो जिंदगी की शुरुआत है। बेआस से अगर ये करते हैं तो अगर आने वाले दिन कितने बुरे हो सकते हैं, ये आपको उनके कारनामों से पता चलता है भाइयों।
Javed, what do you make of this? Or is this fairly self-evident?
Well, it's a no-brainer. You don't need to say. Prime Minister Modi's intentions are very clear. He's buying an insurance policy in the form of Deve Gowda.
You know, Vaibhav, it's interesting that Mr. Modi was very sharp on this idea of dynastic politics, 2+1 formula. But if there is a party which is more of a family concern than the JDS in Karnataka, I don't know which one it is.
Okay, so excellent. And Javed Bhai did bring this up, and I thank you to bring this up. You know what? Prime Minister Modi is a very generous man, as you rightly said, and he is respectful towards his fellow politicians, whoever has before in his role led the country. You also have to appreciate he's probably just appreciating, and we are absolutely flying high on speculations. You know, Congress Rahulji will never lead the country. I assure you on that.
No, but why so soft on Deve Gowda if he's against dynastic
as I've
politics?
said before in my other debates, Rahulji is a very good, is probably a good consultant, but he could never be a good leader. That's my take, and I've said this over 6 months now. Now his take on Deve Gowda ji is very simple. Your views probably are speculative, that you're reading between the lines. But I think my Prime Minister's and our Prime Minister's views on H D Deve Gowda is absolutely just another leader who comes from Karnataka, who's led the country before, and I think he's just trying to praise him for his good work.
Is this a tactical advantage, though? Very quickly, Sanjay Jha, because we're running out of time. Is this a tactical advantage? Mr. Modi praises Deve Gowda, Rahul Gandhi is silent or critical, Siddaramaiah is critical of Deve Gowda. Are you burning your bridges with a potential ally in the aftermath of a result which could be hung?
Well, let me tell you, I think basically you can see Narendra Modi's insecurity. I mean, you know, we have said it repeatedly. I think Mr. Siddaramaiah has gone on record to mention that the JDS and the BJP are working in cahoots. I think that's basically a public admission by the BJP that they are absolutely not even in the running. They are not even in the running in Karnataka. So I think we are going to win a comprehensive victory. It's going to be far above the 50% mark. I think all the opinion polls are showing Congress ahead, not just in number of seats, but vote share. And we'll have an emphatic victory come May 15th. We'll talk about it. And I think, you know, the BJP today clearly looks not just defensive, but defeated.
Okay, Sugata, last word. What did you make of the very generous overtures towards Deve Gowda?
I think it was the best part of Modi's speech, because, you know, I think it was a googly. And he's basically trying to ensure that it's a two-way contest and not a triangular fight. And there is a suspicion in the minds of people across Karnataka that the JDS and the BJP are somewhat aligned, or you know, I mean, there have been a lot of accusations.
Yes.
Even recently, Siddaramaiah said that Amit Shah and Kumaraswamy met. So by Modi mentioning or speaking very deferentially about Deve Gowda,
right?
He is only confirming the doubts in the minds of the people.
Okay.
So if you're going to vote for the JDS, then he's trying to say you might as well vote for the BJP.
Okay.
So I think he's trying to make it a two-way contest rather than a triangle.
I agree with you that was actually a very interesting aspect of the speech. But we'll have to leave it there, gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us on Reality Check tonight. That's all the time we have. Thanks for watching. Good night.